So we have a Kubota ZG20 here. Gas tank is a bear to get out compared to some other models, but once you figure out the way it's puzzle pieced together, it's not too bad. This orange piece, you got two bolts. You got one right there, and you got one that connects it right through here. And I get it with a ratchet wrench. Once you take those Phillips head screws out, 1, 2, 3, 4, that little cover, where'd it go? Here, it's upside down. You're gonna slide that up off here like that. And then this piece here, this one, that sits in the cup holder. You're gonna just pry up on that gently. It's gonna pop off of 2 of these nuts here that go into plastic, and these bolts here, that's what these nuts are threaded onto, and this is sitting right on top of the gas tank. There's no way to get to it because this panel wraps around the gas tank, so there's no way you're getting that off unless maybe you take these nuts off, or these bolts or nuts off this this bracket right here, and you try to slide this bracket up, and you pull it off with this panel here. But this panel's so tight, I don't think you can do that, because this panel almost doesn't come out with nothing holding it on. You got to take the gas cap off the gas tank, and you pull that end up over the gas tank, and then the front down here hooks into underneath the seat with that piece right there. That bolt hole goes right there, and that piece hooks under there. And plus you're fighting it around this arm a little bit, so I don't even think it's possible to get it off, that bracket off with it. I think they install the gas tank with these nuts pushed into that orange plastic closeout panel with a cup holder insert. I think they install all that stuff in one go. The gas tank, the cup holder, and this orange closeout panel, I think it's all together in one go, and they put it all in one go. I don't know how they get the fuel tank connections on, but anyways, and this, to get that off, that's the second step. If the first step is the arms, the closeout panel, the black closeout panel with the 4 Phillips for the arm, the next step is to pry that up, and it's going to break a lot of screws that go into stanchions right there, right there. There's these little screws that are all along the bottom of this thing, and it's ridiculous because there's no way to get to it. That's to get the screws off. You'd have to have the gas tank out, and to get the gas tank out, you have to take this thing out, because you can't even get to the bolts for the gas tank without taking this out, and this is going to be in the way of pulling the gas tank out. So yeah, anyways, and you have to take this stuff off to work on the fuel pickup tube. Once they install the fuel pickup tube and then put this stuff on, there's no way you're getting this fuel pickup tube out without ripping that stuff off. Just be gentle and try not to crack it. And then this is the fuel pickup. So the gas tank, it's got a fastener here. It's got a fastener way down here. This is one of the harder ones to get to. It's got one right here. And then it has that bracket that comes over top, and that's in the way, so you got to take that bracket off. But once you get those bolts, you can undo the fuel line that sits on this pickup tube right here. And then the fuel tank connection, you'll need a Phillips to undo the fuel level sensor. Phillips there, and then this you just push off. It's just a quick connect terminal. And then you can pull the pickup out with the gas tank still bolted in, as long as you get those other panels off. But you're going to need to do a lot more than just take this pickup out. If you have fuel delivery issues on one of these Kubota mowers, your fuel pickup tube is jacked. You might find grass coming out this end when you pull that fuel line off, and they normally don't have this this white thing on the end. I'll describe what that is, but this is too small to pick up. It doesn't have a screen. There's nothing. I shook out the gas tank and there was nothing in there to filter out the fuel that flows through there and to prevent this from plugging up. There was probably a handful of grass clippings in there, and the sediment at the bottom of this tank is ridiculous too. I sent a bore scope down there, and that's how you diagnose this, is with a bore scope. If you send a bore scope inside this tank while it's on the machine, and it might take you a little bit, you need a 90-degree bore scope to really see all the grass clippings, the pickup that's clogged in the dirt. With a front-facing camera bore scope, like just a regular one, you might be able to see it. I saw the sediment at the bottom of the tank, but I didn't see the pickup and the grass clippings real good until I used the 90-degree side angle, the camera. So you'll pull this pickup tube out, and it's just a tube at the end. That's way too easy to plug up. You get a wide blade of grass on that end, and it's going to plug up. So what I did is I took one of those really cheap fuel filters. You can buy them on eBay. You can get like 10 of them for, you know, $7 or something like that. Let me see if I can find the plastic. No, I can't. I broke it up too much. But I took that fuel filter and I pushed it in there, and then I saw it fit great, so I cut everything off of it but this little, it has a flange at the top, and I cut that down and I pulled the filter media out, and now it fits inside the gas tank. Now the hole you're going to be modifying this through is this big, so you can't do anything super crazy here because it has to fit through this tiny hole. Now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take this filter media. Where did I put that? Oh, here's the other end of the fuel filter. It's one of these, right? It's got the filter inside and a barb on the other end. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this filter media and we're going to wrap it around this the end of this plastic tube that now has this flange that we can wrap this around. And we're going to zip tie this on here. And I went ahead of time and I made a ton of little incisions on this paper media, and I'm going to open this up so you can see all those holes there. So this isn't going to clog like a normal filter would be able to. It's always going to pass gasoline even if sediment hits it, and it's going to pass some sediment too, because we have a whole nother tank, we have a whole nother gas filter here, fuel filter, and these take the Kubota fuel filters. It's a different part number and they're massive. They're almost like a 3/8 automotive style fuel filter for like a Chevy pickup truck. That's how big these things are. So we're not concerned with sediment passing this filter. We're just concerned with increasing the surface area from which it picks up, and that's all we're focused on doing. And this is going to do it, and hopefully it'll fit through this tank here. I'm gonna wrap this tight and then fit a zip tie around it. I might have to trim some more of this plastic off to get it to fit through that hole with this paper element, because this paper element, it's got all those ribs on it. Hopefully that'll fit in there good with a zip tie once we get that going. But all we're looking to do is just provide a little more surface area so that it can't clog. And I think that's going to do it. And if this, I'll let you know if this paper element doesn't fit, and we'll just go with this plastic piece. And what I did, I don't know if you could see that, but I drilled a bunch of holes in it with, see what size of drill bit this is. It's one of the smallest ones in this kit. 16th inch drill bit. That's how big. And I took and I drilled all around on the top of that flange and the bottom. I don't know if you could see that. There we go. That's better. But now, well, blow on it. I'm going to plug up the end. No matter if you plug up the end or not, the flow feels the same. So even with this alone, this will help a ton, because even if the end plugs up, you still have that ridge, and then those holes are able to draw in plenty of gasoline, and that should help this mower to never run dry on fuel. Because what's happening is it'll run for an hour, and those grass clippings bounce around in that tank, and they'll plug up the end of this hose, and then you're cooked, and then your mower stops running. You don't know why. It's got spark, it's got fuel, it's got everything. You wait, 10, 20, 30 seconds, maybe a couple minutes, it'll start right up. And then you try to use it, and it'll die. Because once you get a big load on it, it starts sucking too much fuel, sucks up some grass clippings, and then it doesn't pass any more fuel. It's not the fuel filter, it's not the fuel shutoff, it's not the line having a one-way valve, it's the pickup getting clogged. And it's because the design is horrendous. This here is too small, and then the end, not having any form of screen or filter, it's a horrible design.